Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today, in our program Leaves from Gora's Life, I am going to read out you the new chapter, Naming Children and Sharing Income. By 1933, when Gora was dismissed from PR College, he had 3 children. When he had the first child, his ideas were still traditional. So, he gave her Manorama, a traditional name but not very religious. Then had 2 more children by 1933. Now he has 9. It is the usual custom to give the names of gods to the children. The Hindu gods, there are so many. Sometimes they repeat the names of grandparents, maternal and paternal, which also happen to be gods' names. In fact, his full name is Goparaju Ramachandra Rao. Goparaju is his family name. Ramachandra Rao is a traditional name. Rama comes from his maternal grandparent. His maternal grandfather's name was Ramakotaya, so Rama was taken from there, the Hindu god of Ramayana, Rama. It seems he was born on a full moon day soon after the rise of the moon in the evening. Moon in the Indian language is Chandra. So these two incidents, the maternal grandfather's name Rama and Chandra on the occasion of the full moon, combined together Ramachandra. Rao is the usual suffix for Brahmins. So his full name was a synthesis of all these, Ramachandra Rao. Later on, when he grew very atheistic, he did not like the caste and religious associations with the names, and so he just put together the initials. Go from his family name Goparaju and Ra from his name Ramachandra Rao, and so made it compound to the name of Gora. It is just the initial. Gora has no religious association. Ramachandra Rao sounds Hindu. Goparaju has got a clear caste association. He did not like to have the religion and caste associations for his name, and therefore he changed into Gora. Names after historical events. The ideas were already there in him after his outcast. So when the children were born, the problem came to him what names he must give to his children. The first child he called Manorama in a traditional way. The second child, a son, was born towards the end of 1930. So he wanted the names to go after the historical events. That was the year when Mahatma Gandhi conducted the historical Salt March with the Great Awakening of India in the Civil Disobedience Movement 1930 and 31. So he called his son after that event as Lavanam. Lavanam means salt after that great historical event in 1930. The third child was a daughter. She was born in late 1931. The historic event at that time in Indian history was that Gandhi attended the second round table conference in London, and there was a pact between Mahatma Gandhi and Lord Irwin, the viceroy. It meant friendship. So he called his third child Maitri, which meant friendship in Indian languages. He continued the same convention in giving names after the historical events. His fourth child was called Vidya, which means education. Then Gandhi started the novel scheme of basic education, and he too started certain experiments in education. The fifth child is a boy, Vijayam, which means success. He was named after the event when the Indian National Congress under Mahatma Gandhi's leadership won success at elections in 1936. The next name, number 6, is Samaram, which means war. He was born in 1939. It was the year of Second World War. Then the 7th one is Niyanta, which means dictator. Gandhi became the dictator of the Congress. It was the year of dictators too, Hitler, Mussolini. That was in 1941. Then the 8th child's name is Maru, which means change in the local language. That was 1944-45. They had all returned from jails after imprisonment in national movement, and Mahatma Gandhi changed the program from civil disobedience to constructive work. So Maru means change. The 9th child, he actually thought it could not go like that. He simply called her 9 in Indian language, now, a single letter. Now means number 9. So the 9th child is now. So he had 9 children. His grandchildren also were later on named like that. Wazir means minister. Then he took up the program of Satyagraha, direct action program against the pomp and extravagance of ministers. At the time of Suez struggle, he had a granddaughter in 1956 and simply called her Suez. At the time of the first general elections in India, he had a grandson and he was called Chunav. Chunav means elections in Hindi. Like that, his children and grandchildren have taken the names after historical events without a reference to God. Sometimes his friends also like these names. When they are influenced by atheist ideology, they too are now changing their names like this. One of his friends changed his name to Khanna after the name of Gora, dissociating himself from caste and religious distinctions. Like that, the names also have come to change because they want that atheism should express itself as a way of life different from theism. Atheism is not an academic proposition, an intellectual understanding, but it should reflect in the cultural, political, social, economic, and all aspects of life. Then only atheism will become an integrated philosophy and a practice of life. Experiment in sharing income. After he was dismissed from the college, he was in economic trouble also besides being outcast. Though he was earning some good salary, when he was teaching in the college at Kakinada, he spent that money on poor students and among untouchables. He did not foresee that he could be dismissed for his ideas. As he was still young, he was not much experienced to foresee some of those reactions. Due to the support of his wife, he accepted the dismissal. He could have mended his ways and changed his spots, but he chose to stick to ideology rather than changing the spots. His wife and he were able to face all these troubles because they enjoyed the new way of life. When he was dismissed, he gathered a few of his old students and started a tutorial school offering private tuitions was insignificant compared to what he was drawing as a lecturer. It was 1/10 of his previous pay, but still his students and he joined together and ran the institution, a small unrecognized institution. One thing that he tried was, though he was the teacher of his colleagues and was more qualified than them, they all shared that income equally. That made the teachers very enthusiastic and with great devotion they worked. They were throwing their whole lot into the running of the institution. They all lived equal economically, dividing the net income equally. As a lecturer, he was having a sumptuous salary 20 or 30 times more than what his servants of the laboratory were drawing. He saw the injustice in that capitalist order of society. Then, every month, when he had his pay, he used to give as much amount of it as they were drawing. So, they were actually getting twice the amount, but that sharing was little more benevolent than equal share. Here, when he ran the tutorial college, it was not a question of authority and benevolence, but it was a right, he said to himself that though he was more qualified than his colleagues and though he was entitled to draw a higher salary, he was just a human like them and all were humans and so must share their incomes equally. That was the experiment he did with a certain satisfaction. After 1 year of the tutorial college, there was some agitation because he was dismissed on account of his atheism. That was the reason that was given also. He was not dismissed for inefficiency or embitterment, but just because he had the atheistic views. The Vice Chancellor of the university at that time was Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, who later on became the President of Indian Republic. He saw the injustice in dismissing a teacher for his ideas. By that time, he had been all over the world as a corresponding professor in England and America. He was very liberal-minded. He took sympathy for Gora and therefore a department of botany was started at another college, Hindu College, Masilisipatnam. The Vice Chancellor and the university authorities cooperated in starting the department and appointing Gora as a lecturer in that college again. So, after 1 year of work in a tutorial college with his students as colleagues, sharing equally the net profit with them, he took up again the lectures job at Hindu College, Masilisipatnam. He saw that his colleagues continued the tutorial college their own way. They did it for 4 years more and then gave up because they did not have good returns from the tutorial college and the usual capitalist way of life, the competition to aspire for greater incomes goes on, the tutorial college was closed down. Again, in 1934, Gora entered into the profession of teaching at a college at Masulipattnam. And in the next episode, we shall know about his experiences in atheist propaganda. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon. Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.